What's going on, Doombots? Tony Scangili here with predictions 2022. Now, we take a quick look. You can see the video I've released before. We have my predictions for 2021 release. We have a little bit accuracy and a little bit not. Now, as with all my predictions, some of it is not predictions, it's reporting. Some of it is best guesses, and some of it is just me kind of running with already confirmed leaks. You can take a look at what we talked about here and see which of these things came true. Now, this video came out January of last year. This is what we were talking about this year. Move on. This is 2022. Okay? Some stuff we already know, but it still goes in the predictions video because it hasn't been confirmed yet. Except Apocalypse, but whatever. So, here's what I have. Some of it is going to happen. Some of it is likely to happen. Some of it might happen. The most I can tell you about what orders are which is some of this might be wrong in timing, and if I have no idea what the timing is, the closer it is to unsure of time frame, the more the less evidence I have that it's specifically happening at one time. So generally speaking, if I'm calling it quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, you can feel comfortable that it is very likely this is going to happen. Starting with quarter 1, which is this month and the next patch, right? New tech raid team. We need one. They want to get it out as fast as possible, and they want to get it out as quickly after they've made people spend tech gear on other characters so that the players don't have time to rebuild their bank. It's incredibly likely we're going to see a new tech raid team either with the next patch or at the end of March patch, whatever that may be. How they sort it out, just so that you know, Scopely/Boundless, they don't have months, they have patches, and generally speaking, there are about 2 patches every quarter. Each patch runs roughly 45 days, so there are about 8 patches a year. The biggest and most noticeable patch every year always comes in quarter 2. Then there are other high impact things that happen in quarter 3, July through September, but those tend to be kind of, you could set a clock by them. So starting with quarter 1, you know, this patch, current, and the next one, we have new tech raid team. We have a trickle release of mutants. As is tradition, there will always be more mutants. Why? Because they added mutants late into the game, because they keep putting the mutant power level so high that you have to invest in them when they come out. There's no reason not to. Which of these mutants? This is where things get weird. So I've seen names, right? I've seen Nightcrawler. I've seen Sunfire was one of them. I've seen names that I can't mention. I call them, you know, the Cajun and the Southern Belle. I've seen these names. Generally speaking, I don't know which order they're going to come in, because then we're going to get Polaris and Multiple Man, and no one's going to care. So I do know that you should expect a healthy 2 mutants every quarter minimum for the rest of the games. There should be 8 mutants coming out this year. That's not including the fact that we know Apocalypse is coming as a legendary, so take that with a grain of salt. Teal Gear War Orbs. This is either going to be quarter 1, so around March-ish, or the beginning of next quarter. I think it's actually going to be a little bit earlier. They are adding other game modes to get Teal Gear, but the Teal Gear War Orbs is the thing that kind of everybody's been paying attention to, so we're looking at that. And then we already know about Recurring Tower and Dark Dimension. They just don't call it Dark Dimension, they call it Pocket Dimension. That will be, these things will be recurring all the time. They've already been added to the game. This is not really much of a prediction. Just pay really close attention to the fact that these things will be coming back, because they're gonna be problematic in the future. There is another legendary scheduled to come out in one of the patches that's coming out in quarter 1. So either the patch that's like the first week of February, or the patch that's like the second week or last week of March. One of those patches is going to introduce us to a new legendary. I have it on decent authority that Angel will be released as a legendary, but I don't believe he's the next patch. I think Angel's going to come very close to Apocalypse, and Apocalypse is a long ways away, probably towards the end of the year, for reasons I'll get into another time. So, keeping that in mind, I believe the next legendary is most likely to be Tech. I've been told many times by many of my sources, Tech is going to be this year's Mystic, if that makes sense. Like, there'll still be occasional Mystic character, and there'll still be the occasional skill character, but this year is going to predominantly be Tech and Bio characters. There are always going to be mutants, so we're not including them in the conversation, but the two focus points they want to keep on the entire year is as many Tech characters that require, like, Carbonadium and stuff that no one's using, or up to this point, Judas bullets, you know, like Bishop's thing, and that's pretty much it. So they like to keep the cadence going that way. So it's either Angel, which I don't think yet, or it's, I think Angel is going to be the March legendary, around that time, or May legendary around that time. I think we're going to getting a new Tech legendary character. I think they'll announce it really quickly. Going to quarter 2, that's April, May, and June, 2 patches, right? Give or take. We have the release of Grand Tournament. I know they've said it was going to come in this year. I don't believe it's going to come out in quarter 1. I think it's going to be like very early in quarter 2. It might be in that March to April patch that comes out. That I can't be sure. Just keep this with a grain of salt. Grand Tournament will be released. It's going to be a full game change. I think we're on patch 5.0 for the game right now, 5.x. We'll be going to 6 with Grand Tournament. That's why I think it's coming out. Then the other legendary will also be towards the tail end of that. ISO Blues will get their own campaign, to my knowledge. And the reason why ISO Blues will get their own campaign is because shortly after announcing the ISO Blue campaign, they will introduce us to ISO Purple. So ISO Blue will get their own campaign. They'll unlock 4 and 5 over some time. Then they'll make the announcement for ISO Purple a little bit later in the year. Yes, this is the plan, just to keep things going a little bit more and more. It's supposed to be a slow trickle, which is why we only got ISO Blue 1, 2, and 3, because it's going to tie in with Doom Raid 3, which should be coming out middle of the year this year. New Dark Dimension will be announced June? Let's say June. They'll announce the next Dark Dimension. It won't be called Dark Dimension. I don't have it on authority what it will be called. I assume it's going to be called Quantum Realm because of what I've heard about it. Your mileage may vary. And no, I don't know if Dark Dimension characters will retain their boosts in the new Dark Dimension game mode, whatever they call it to. I have no idea. It could go either way. They could be only calling characters to have Dark Dimension boost because they haven't decided to call it Quantum Realm, Microverse, whatever the next version of Dark Dimension is going to be. That could be it, right? Who knows? Or it could just be that they want to release new characters and sell those. We don't know. Could go either way. But I do know Dark Dimension, obviously, same rules apply. Dark Dimensions are always announced at certain times. Generally speaking, they announce the next Dark Dimension after a percentage of the game starts unlocking or finishing the previous Dark Dimension. But the reason this will be announced is because the level increase is coming too. Level 90 should be closer towards the end of the patch. I don't think they're doing a brand new year patch plus the level increase, but we're getting 2 level increases this year, 90 and 95. 95 will be around October. That's it for quarter 2. Quarter 3, Apocalypse, end of quarter 3, beginning of quarter 3, Kang the Conqueror, or some variant of Kang the Conqueror. You're going to see a lot of Kangs running around, maybe a Kang in a costume. To my knowledge, one or both of them are supposed to be Dark Dimension rewards because Apocalypse is going to change the entire way they've released characters up to this point. At least that's what I've heard. Am I wrong? Who's to say? These are my predictions. Tier 5 abilities or red abilities. Actually, at this point, they'll probably be teal because they were supposed to be red, but color coding, blah, 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 blah. So teal abilities, we'll call them now just to keep the color thing. To my knowledge, these are not, level 7776. This will be specific abilities on characters like Zetas in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes that you can upgrade. This way they don't have to rework every character going backwards. They just have to take independent characters, give them a rework, and have this one ability. This one ability will be insane usually. That's what I've heard about tier 5 abilities, and it should be closer to the end of the year. You'll probably get an announcement in their like roadmap about like working on this, but not really doing anything really soon. A new raid that has nothing to do with Doom should be coming to the game. That said, I have no other information on it. I've heard specifically, and I will quote, "There's a new raid coming. It's not another Doom." That's separate. Those are the exact words I received. What does that mean? I don't know, but apparently it's set for the second half of the year after they've gotten all they can out of the Doom raids and the release, probably to sign up with either the tier 5s or the ISO purples, whatever. And then RTA Seasons is on the horizon. Granted, it'll be about 2 years after its release. Soon is relative, right, compared to the heat death of the universe. But RTA Seasons and events are supposed to become more active now that they feel comfortable with the way RTA is designed. I don't know anything about strike passes. I've heard nothing on that, so I'm not going to talk about it, but I assume it's going to have to do with the fact that, generally speaking, the strike passes don't do too well for the RTA side. The regular strike pass, it's, you know, whatever. And the last thing we have for quarter 4, the next new Dark Dimension, so there will be obviously 2 Dark Dimensions a year. Terrible offers, as is everything. Thanos Giving 2, The Reckoning. I'm being semi-facetious on this one. There is always, in the last part of the year, one event that just sucks. Last year it was Thanos Giving. The year before it, oh God, what was it? Now I don't remember. Of course, no, I'm recording, right? There's always some event that's just absolutely terrible. It's usually the thing that sparks the, like, we're tired of this game kind of thing. And we get through it all the year. We've all dealt with it. Who cares? And then the last is the level cap increase. I don't know if that's going to be September or October, depending on when the previous one is, I guess. But it just kind of lines up. The level cap increases tend to lean up right before Dark Dimension. These are kind of less, I've been told this is happening, and more, this is just how things go. So it's not really a prediction so much as me saying this is how it's worked before. It makes sense that it will continue. Sometimes that's true, sometimes it's not. The last we have is unsure of time frame. A lot of this is so yes, we have a hand rework coming. Why? I don't know. But it's supposed to be coming this year, probably for the same reason that the Ravagers, as we talked about last year. Oh wait, this is my old one. Whatever. I gotta find the other one. We'll see it, right? Like, we knew certain things were coming. Check my predictions video for 2020 and 2021, and you'll see, like, for some reason there's a specific cadence to when they want to rework old characters. Up to this point, the hand team has only been necessary for the Catalyst monthly event. And they've been picking people off of the hand team. Now they're going to, like, shore them up as a war defense. It might be earlier than others. I don't know that, but it's likely to happen. The power armor split and rework is something that's going to happen. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's going to be half of a team from the Armor Wars TV show, or if it's going to be the new Tech Raid team. I just know that it has something to do with the power armor no longer being one team, or parts of one team anyway, kind of like how JJ is homeless right now. Morbius and Blade, neither of them are supposed to be legendaries. I would kind of be cool, like, okay to see Morbius become a legendary. That would be okay, especially since his thing has been pushed back so long that, like, it doesn't matter when he comes out, like Taskmaster from the movie and the rest of the team. Like, I don't know. I know that there's supposed to be a Supernatural rework still in the workings. I don't know if it has to do with Multiverse of Madness, Morbius and Blade. I know that they were supposed to they're trying to split the supernatural characters, like the characters who are legitimately supernatural, like Elsa Bloodstone, who wants vampires, and then actual vampires and stuff. And then the wizards, like Mordo, Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, they're trying to split those into 2 separate teams. So, like, one team will be like Elsa, Ghost Rider, Morbius, Blade, and I don't know, pick somebody. And then the other team will be like Mordo, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Strange Supreme. You know, we've already talked about Strange Supreme. They mentioned it. So, like, that's kind of where we go. I don't know where that is. The Young Avengers split and rework / the Hulk team. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we're getting a whole bunch of Hulks, but I've been told that they're splitting off some of the Young Avengers because they've already started pulling characters off of it, and it's a super incomplete team now. And they're splitting off some of those characters to work well with the young, what's her name? Ms. Marvel crossover. And She-Hulk and Hulk are getting something. I don't know what that something is. They're a bio team. They already have some work. I'm expecting the another Fantastic Four character to show up, like Mole Man or something, to make them good in who knows what, right? But that's kind of been the point of the Fantastic Four, to always be on one side or the other of a situation, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But supposedly there are some Hulk changes coming. I don't know if it's a full 5-person team or if they're going to keep doing what they're doing with the 3 people plus modular. That's been their design plan for a very long time, and it's worked very well this year because it's way easier for players to buy 3 characters if they're going to buy, or just invest in 3 characters and then bring up either the characters that work the best with them in the future or whatever. So like, look at characters like the Secret Avengers and the New Warriors. They've released a 3-character team. Those teams do great right now. As time goes on and as those teams lose a little bit of value, they only have to release a 2-character set, and most players will be required, if not heavily incentivized, to work on them. The last is Kingpin gets a rework. What I typed there is exactly what was sent to me. Kingpin gets a rework. So I was like, okay, I know nothing about it. I just heard Kingpin gets a rework, so what does that mean? We'll find out together. Hopefully, if you ask me what my confidence level on this entire thing is, I'd say I am significantly more confident that everything on the top part will come to pass. I'm less confident that it will come to pass when I've said, and everything unsure of time frame is no better than a whisper I heard in a bathroom while I was eavesdropping or something. But I'm fairly confident in most of this. I'd say like 80% overall confidence. I think that the 20% is not things that won't happen, just things that are more likely to not happen immediately, or whatever. So hopefully this is helpful in your preparations mentally for what you're going to be expecting in the game. Hopefully this helps you save money for the right times, or if you're waiting for a level increase, saving training materials, whatever. Or if you're just a whale and you want to spend as much money as possible, hopefully this allows you to sell the right amount of Bitcoin at the right time so you can, whale on Dark Dimension or whatever it takes. So, and that's pretty much everything. Comment below, let me know if you think I missed something, or if there was a leak you've heard of. If there are plenty of things around here that I've heard that I didn't include in this, that's because I don't believe them. And there's also more information that might come out, so I don't know what to say on that. Anyway, have a good night, guys. Have a great day. I've been Tony Scangili, and I will catch you later.